What's up?
This is Confessions of a Co-Parent, the podcast where we get real about parenthood and navigating life after love. We are the Co-Parent Goals.
I'm Cedric.
And I am Devorah.
And each and every episode, we're coming in strong. We're giving you all the raw and uncut, all about co-parenting.
And of course, your anonymous confessions. This is Confessions of a Co-Parent. Let's get it. So, what's been going on with you?
Man, nothing. I mean,
How are you? Let's start there.
So I'm going to be completely transparent, right? I really realized how difficult it is. So first off, I'm doing great, but I've learned how difficult it is for black men, I'm going to say black, because I'm speaking from a black man's perspective, to be able to talk to somebody when you're not having a good day. Because, and I'll dig deeper, what I'm learning is a lot of people don't expect men to not be in a strong mental space every single day in and day out.
Right.
And I tell you that all the time. I boil it back to co-parenting, right? So regardless of what a man goes through or even what a woman goes through, but I'm more so talking from like a man's perspective, what I've learned is for a man, you always got to wear your big boy drawers, regardless of what happens. Because whenever you do feel like you need to vent to somebody, you really can't. So I'm doing great, but I'm saying just during the week, it was just like a lot of stuff going on, like being pulled from this direction, mom calling, having to do this with Christian, something happened to Christian with school, or I got to go out of town. So it's just like, sometimes like when you sit back, you like, dang, who do I really, I mean, of course you can call your friend or something like that, but who's going to really understand what you're going through?
And that's why community with other black men are so important.
Yeah.
Because, and say like real friends, not your homeboy, not the person that you work out with and y'all just go to the same, y'all play basketball every Thursday of the week. Like who is your circle?
A complete unbiased open ear.
Who are that you trust.
Correct.
And that you feel safe, that also can relate to what you're going through.
Yeah.
That could be a mentor, but even sometimes I feel like titles like that, you're even still less likely to share. You might share what's going on with the business, but will you tell your mentor? Are you comfortable telling your mentor, like, my son just, got suspended at school?
Yeah.
Like, would you be able to tell him that? Or something's going on with my family at home and I'm feeling like real, hurt about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm carrying the weight of this and that and da-da-da-da, and I don't know what I need to do, or I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm struggling with that. Like, who can you actually talk to and tell what's going on? But to your point of the question about your day, we have those conversations with in my community for women of color all the time, because it's essentially just a check-in, because we have, especially if you work in corporate America or any of the sort, even a job in general, like when someone asks you, good morning, how are you today? They don't want you to tell them everything. And we know that. And we have also become accustomed to the fact that people don't really want to know what we have going on. So like if you say, oh, how are you? How's your day going? You got to have real spaces where you can actually answer that question.
Correct. And it's crazy you said that. Most people that ask you that, they really don't care.
They don't care. And they don't have the time. They're just being cordial. Yeah. And it may not be that they don't care. It's just like they literally are just.
Yeah. It just became, it's a common phrase that people just ask and keep moving. But how are you?
Another day, another dollar, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making it do what it do. Like,
no idea what that means, but all right.
I mean, I'm here. Like, I'm literally here. I feel like I'm coasting. Like I'm going through life, going through the motions, not in a low place or anything like that, but just like, just
kind of figuring it out a little bit.
Just going through the motions. Like, life is just what it is right now. Life is hectic. I don't think that it's slowing down anytime, but I do feel like I'm looking at more light than I was like a year ago, because that was crazy. But like, yeah, today it's just a hectic season, like, and it's a blessed hectic season, which again, this time last year it was hectic, but it didn't feel blessed.
Yeah.
But
Technically, we did feel blessed.
Even though we know that all the seasons are blessed, but like, it's just hard work. Like, I'm really in a space where I'm just, I've embraced this season of pivot that has come. It's been like a year plus of just pivoting and changing and adjusting. And so now I feel like I'm kind of settled in the fact that life is different. Life is moving and there is work attached to it. There's more work. I think for a moment I got really tired of trying to get through. And then when I finally got through, it was like, dang, you mean I got more work to do after I just got through all of that?
Yeah.
You mean there's more? So that's where I finally said yes to moving forward, even though like I'm still tired. I'm still exhausted. But I'm taking care of myself. Like, I'm prioritizing myself. I'm
Self-care.
choosing. I'm doing the work to make sure that I can do the work.
That's good.
So,
and that's important. And that's why we actually have this update, because I think
the check-in.
Yeah. And I think just the check-in in general allows each co-parent to know what the other person is going through. Because honestly, I know this platform is actually going to help us work on areas of improvement and becoming even better co-parents.
Right.
So it's good to have these check-ins, because we literally will go a whole week and not talk to each other. I mean, about what each other has going on outside of Christian. So it's good to have these check-ins. So
Speaking of check-ins, let's talk a little bit about boundaries today. Like, what would you say are some boundaries that you have set within co-parenting?
Just the open lines of communication.
Open lines of communication.
Because at first, like there's certain things I really wouldn't even feel like
a boundary.
Yeah. Like, so I think the communication comes in, right? So like there's certain areas that you may feel like you would need to say things about, and vice versa. But I think a boundary would be kind of keeping an open form of communication. Like, for instance, say that like the old me, I may be in a serious relationship with somebody and I'm like, man, I ain't gotta say, that's one of my boundaries. So our boundaries can look a little different. I'm like, that's a boundary where I'm not about to I don't have to tell her nothing.
Right.
But now that boundary for me is keeping an open line of communication. If you came over here and I had some girl that you never even knew and I got married to her, that's a boundary that I violated. Right. So now one of my boundaries is keeping an open line of communication. If I'm ever in a situation where I'm like, you know what, I'm about to get engaged or I'm about to get married. So now it's like, just be open. So that open line of communication is what is there. Go ahead and say something.
So speaking of boundaries and partners and new things and different things. So have you introduced me to anyone?
No.
So, because you said you went right to marriage and engagement.
That was just an example, but there's a lot of other boundaries.
Have you incorporated the lower level boundary of like, this is who I'm dating. I've been dating this person for X amount of months or years, whatever. And I would like for you're not sweating, are you? It's just oil.
No, this is that oily skin.
Now I'm ready for her to meet Christian, or I'm ready for her to meet you.
I have not.
We're ready for that.
Have you?
I can't keep a man, so no.
Well.
Ain't nobody meeting nobody.
Oh, what are your boundaries?
I'm protecting you and Christian.
What are your boundaries? What are your boundaries?
Boundaries, mine look completely different from yours, because I think, I don't know if we understood the question the same, but for me, when I'm thinking about boundaries and co-parenting, I'm thinking about saying no, or like knowing my limits and knowing my capacity to carry stuff and be responsible for stuff. Communicating before things get too weighty for me. Not stretching myself thin to just do it when it's like he got a whole nother parent. I'm not finna do all of this, or boundaries with even within parenting in general, not necessarily co-parenting, but like, no, we're sticking to this. We're doing this. We're going here. We are going to sleep at this time. You are responsible for this. This is a requirement for you at home. Like, staying on top of those things. Even for myself, boundaries. Speaking of self-care, boundaries is a really big theme in my life right now, even for myself. Like, dating boundaries. That's why I ain't got no man now. Because boundaries, like standard.
Viewers, we need to help my co-parent find a man.
The standard's gonna be the standards. But what I'm realizing about myself is that I have a tendency to, and I'm speaking to my therapist about this.
This is good.
This is information for you. Get your notepad.
Okay.
I have a tendency.
All right, go ahead and start.
I have a tendency to abandon my standards and my goals for certain things.
Wait, so when you say, so is it forfeit or compromise?
It's a compromise. That's the tricky part because you think that you're compromising.
Oh, but then 59 days later down the line, you still
think that you're compromising, and then, I think that's the tricky part because I am a team player, as you know well. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was a low blow. What do y'all think?
No, because we're teammates. So like we compromise a lot. Like we kind of move things. Like sometimes like you might have said you was gonna do something, maybe you can't do it, and so then I end up doing it. But it's
what
not like.
What would you think that you would be right now? So right now, if we had, so if it was a starting 5 position, what position would you be right now in our co-parent?
Point guard, period.
What?
All day.
First off, you can't dribble. That's the first thing.
We talking about co-parenting.
Yes, but
we can dribble metaphorically.
The point guard. No, the point guard is guiding. That's a carry.
What you mean?
That's a travel. The point guard is the person that's literally guiding.
What you think I'm doing?
You're right.
What you think I do? That's why I said them boundaries. Y'all gonna have to get this ball.
So let me tell you.
Y'all gonna have to get this today.
So I think. No, but look. So I think I would be.
You a little wing.
Nah, yeah. I mean,
you play a little wing and a little forward at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You dunk every now and then.
Yeah,
you know
the 2, 3, the 4, and the 5.
Right.
Yeah.
We play multiple roles.
And that's what I'm saying. And you just connected it. So as co-parents, right? The boundaries that we've set, realistically, we're playing any position at any given time. However, if you got to be the one, I can be the 2, 3, 4, and 5. But there's been a host of situations where you've been the 3.
We play every role.
Yeah.
Both of us.
Yeah.
Every role.
Right. And
like there have been seasons where you led, you was calling the plays.
Yeah. I was 1 through 5.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then early on in the co-parenting dynamic,
you was probably the center. I
was the coach, the players, the water girl, everybody.
No, you weren't.
Water boy, water towel boy, coat jacket.
Oh, you know what?
Team player.
You actually were, because you didn't allow a substitution.
No, it wasn't an allowance.
What?
There was no need for an allowance.
If I asked the coach to come into the game, you said no, you got it. Yes. No,
I said if you want to come into the game, you know what a game is.
What player does not want to come?
You know what a school at.
Okay. All right. But again, we're talking about. You
didn't want to come to practice. You wanted to show for the games. No. Yeah,
that is true. Because I hated practice. We talking about practice? we talking about practice? No, but seriously though, the boundaries that we've created for each other, I think we've allowed each other to be able to toggle between 1 through 5. And I think we're learning now, depending on the season, which position we like to play the best. I think you're good at the 1. Because I don't
want to play the 1 though, and that's why I can't find a man.
You ain't got no choice.
That's why I can't find a man, because
y'all
keep trying to put me in the 1 position. I don't want to play that. I'm retired from all of the orchestrating. I don't even want to play no more. I want to sit on the bench, and I want y'all to play and win the game. I don't want to play anymore. Wow. I want to be on a team, but I don't want to play.
As a co-parent, you can never go through early retirement. So I'm sorry.
He said
yeah. You gonna have to. You're gonna have to play that 1.
That's not financial. That's more so like.
Well, you just want to sit back.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't want to make decisions all the time. Like there was one time I remember we got into it because I called you because Christian, I think it was a break coming up, and Christian was saying in the car ride home that we were talking to Nana on FaceTime, and she was saying, Christian, something about him coming over for spring break or something. And he was like, yeah, I'm either going to go to Daddy's house because Daddy said he might take us somewhere, or I'm going to go to Nana's house. And I was like, you can't. I was like, first of all, Nana has to work. You can't go over there. So you got to figure out what's going on with you and your dad. So he was like, oh, Daddy said we could do this. I was like, okay, I'll call him. So I called you to ask you what were the plans for this break. And then you was like, D, like whatever, like, I don't know. I can't tell you right now. I think you might have been at the gym. And you was like, I can't tell you right now, but you know, whatever y'all decide is fine. And I was like, I'm just trying to figure it out, because if you don't do something with him, then I'll probably do something with my friend, or I'll feel like I have to. And you was like, well, if y'all got plans, then go ahead and do it. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm saying, like, I literally just wanted you to get your kid. Like, I wanted you to say, I'll take him. That's all I wanted you to do. And you was like, nah, but if y'all got plans, go ahead and take them. And I don't think that you wanted to make the plans either. And I'm like, no. So now we're arguing, because you're like, D, I'm telling you, I can't make a decision right now. Like, what do you want? And I'm like, I couldn't say it. I wanted you to take your kid.
So you wanted to substitute
I wanted a
yourself
break.
out. Yeah. So you didn't want to be the one.
Coach, take me out. Take me out the game. That's what I mean.
And then I'm like, no,
yeah,
stay in.
No, I'm not good. That's when I say I want to ride the bench, I don't mean that I want to be a freeloader. I'm tired. I've been playing the whole game. I've been playing the entire game. I'm tired.
All right, LeBron James.
I'm exhausted.
All right, LeBron.
I done got all these points. Like, let somebody else get some points. Like, I'm tired. That's what that meant.
I mean, again, and this episode is about boundaries. Right?
And again, that was one instance, but and that is no, I don't feel like that's an indication of like, or representative of where or how we co-parent, because I'm sure that at some point, like, I'm sure that he still ended up going with you that weekend. I don't remember how it played out, but like, it's just in those moments, it's about setting the boundary. So for me, I wasn't there. Again, the boundaries are the structure or the schedules or the routine. So that has been a place that we've had to adjust, because if I know that I'm carrying the weight, or in certain seasons, like mentally, I just can't do this, or if I'm working all the time, or I'm sorry, if I'm not working and you're working more than me, then it's like, you can set the boundary to be like, listen, I can't get him on this weekend. I have to get him on this time only because I'm working, but we understand why. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, it's just a matter of communicating what needs to change and what needs to shift. So in another season, you know, it could just literally be me coming back and saying, hey, I'm working more now. I'm busy. I need more physical hands-on with him because I can't manage this by myself. But It's just having the safe space, to your point of earlier, having the safe space to be able to say those things to someone. But when you feel like you're not playing on the same team with somebody, that's a very vulnerable hit that someone can take below the belt, because people love to do that. They love to hear about, like, oh, she was struggling last week and now she out at the club. You don't use the information that's shared, the vulnerability, don't use that against the person later. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's true.
Because then we weaponize the vulnerability, and then people are less likely to.
They shut down.
They shut down.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky conversation.
Point. So I think the basketball analogy to the boundaries is a perfect reflection of how we operate in our co-parenting ecosystem.
But it do get ghetto, because if you don't know your role, sometimes it can get all over the place, because then you be coming in thinking that you the point guard.
But that's why I let you be the point guard, because I be the center trying to be the point guard, running down the court.
My foot broke. I don't want to be no point guard no more. I can't run down the court like that.
Well, then you be a 5 and you just set picks.
That's why I just want to stand at the bottom and put the little layup up. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you can't hoop. But yeah, that's how you throw it up when you. You know what I'm saying?
And you bricked.
All right, so we've been asking you guys to send in these confessions because we really want to hear what you guys have to say. So we have another one today. Yep. I'm going to read it. My co-parent still pops up at my house whenever they feel like it. Ooh. No call, no text, just shows up. I've told them it bothers me, but nothing changes. How do I set boundaries without it turning into another argument?
That's a no bueno. That's a no bueno. And again, there's boundaries and rules. And the level of disrespect just popping. First off, you got to think about, because there's different dynamics of a co-parent, right? Our dynamic is that would never happen without one of us knowing. But then you have other co-parents that are co-parents, but they still bumping the boots.
Okay.
Right? So if you're like, I don't know what perspective she or he was talking about, but if it's our level of boundaries, that would never happen. And there's a level of respect to say, hey.
So set the precedent. So tell them how it should look. Speak to her or him or whoever. How should this look so that never happens, quote unquote, because it happens all the time.
Sir, if she pops up and you're in a situation where Devora and I are in, where there's absolutely nothing going on, haven't been in a decade plus, okay? You have to set boundaries by letting her know, or him, to not come to your house unless it's an emergency or it's something, somebody's in dire need, your kids are in dire need. You should never pop up, because what happens is there's a lot of dysfunction and there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of things.
How would you say that respectfully so it don't turn into an argument? Because I hear like,
well, that's what I'm getting.
Don't come over here if you don't, like, how can you say that?
So I think our situation has helped me think about how I say things.
How would
it ain't
you say
what you
that?
say is how you say it.
Right.
So the first thing you have to do is express yourself. I don't appreciate.
That's already the wrong tone.
See, and that's what you. No, you're not. No, because right now, prime example. I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say the same words, but in a different tone.
Okay.
Man, I don't appreciate you. Hold on. Versus, I really don't appreciate when you come over to my house and just pop up, because for one, I may not be there, or for two, I may have company. You have no choice but to respect that.
Could you have said,
I don't appreciate,
because she already did it, or
right,
he already did it.
I don't appreciate tells him or her that you're in a position where you may feel uncomfortable. I don't like that. Like, that's not direct enough. Like, I don't like it when you like, what? Man, I don't like.
Or it could be a directive for future references. When you come over to my house, please let me know before you enter. Let me know.
I would.
Let me know.
That might be like, man, she ain't me. He ain't me.
No. I meant that. Please notify me, because next time you do that, I will not answer. I won't be able to answer.
That's why you scaring all your men away, because you can't talk.
I will not tolerate. Do not come over here.
Yeah. That scared me. I was like, what?
He got quiet.
But seriously, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I think men, like, y'all be real calm with it, but sometimes there are words that you're using that's already like starting a fire in my heart, like here in this part that's making it burn up.
So if I told you I don't appreciate
is already just already feels negative, even though you're calm and there's nothing, like, from a language perspective or grammar, like, there's nothing wrong with what you just said. But I also think about, because I have a background in psychology, I'm thinking about how this wording could potentially make someone feel. So I personally wouldn't say I don't appreciate when you, because if I say I don't, the fact that I'm saying I do not, do no, my head is already like, no.
I think it all depends on who the person is too. Because honestly, as you were just saying that, I think I would have got pissed at you to say next time, but versus if you were like, I don't appreciate, I'm like, dang, I may have messed up. Like, she don't like that. I think what you said at first, in my opinion, I would have took that offensive. Like, I
feel like most men
next time you pop up,
men don't like boundaries anyways. A lot.
Well, I think, I mean, I think if you're dealing with a real man, I think he appreciates boundaries.
And then it's a lot, and then this is just a side note, it's a lot of, and I agree with you, men do like if he's a mature man, he does appreciate that.
Yeah.
But just as you were talking, like, because I'm thinking about, like, we're talking about co-parents, but just think about where we live in the world right now, where women specifically are being, like, hurt or sometimes put in these compromising positions because they're just telling men no. So just imagine if this was a whole person that I had a whole kid with, and I'm telling you, do not come to my house. And then people are being shot and killed, and you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm trying to break up with you. So just imagine, like, the parent of a child. So, like, again, I'm not saying it to, like, I'm saying sometimes you have to think about these things because your safety is at hand.
100%.
So it ain't as simple as, because even like you saying as a man, say, I don't appreciate, you got to also think like, even though I don't perceive it that way, could she take this the wrong way? And I don't want this to escalate. If you are a mature individual, you don't want it to go less. So it's like, even deciding how that information is going to be communicated, whether it be a text, whether it be a call, whether it be an email, like things like that matter. And you have to think about it. It sucks, but the goal is to de-escalate.
Yeah.
So if you are saying things like, when you came to my house, that was very that was disrespectful, or that was aggressive when you popped up and I did, like, using words that could make me be on offense already, or a person, whether it be male or female, like it sucks that we have to think about that, but like you really do have to be thinking about it, because not everybody is level-headed enough to respond to your simple, healthy communication the way that you are intending for it to get to them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you just got to look at like what your delivery is, right? And you got to also look at, like, honestly, me, like I always think of worst case scenario. Like I say, man, I would never pop up because what if this happens, or what if she's got company, or what if, so I just never do it. But if you told me I don't appreciate, in my mind, that's literally telling me something that was done you didn't like.
Right.
So me mentally is like, damn, I probably shouldn't do that again.
Right.
But if you're like, oh, next time you come over, I'm gonna probably forget next time, because it's not like a direct, like, I didn't like, or I don't appreciate. So it's like, it's not going to stick in my head. So, but yeah.
yeah.
Those boundaries are very important, because the boundaries can also, if you don't have the proper boundaries established as co-parents, it can confuse the kids too.
Right.
So if y'all around each other and y'all flirting and hugging and kissing and all this other stuff, but then y'all going to opposite houses, your kids are looking like, what the hell is going on? So that's why I think if you end up being like co-parents, you got to have some boundaries established. But most people that end up co-parents, they still banging the boots for the first year or 2 years after they separate, unless they just hate each other. So that's another part of the boundary. You got to set them boundaries. They broke up
because somebody was cheating anyway. So
hello,
no need to.
But great question.
You already moved on.
Great question. What are you talking about? What are you talking about over there?
You was in a relationship. It ain't nothing to move on. You got no emotions to
move on. What the heck are you talking about over there?
But moral of the story is boundaries. We got to have boundaries. And I think for the purpose of like the entire ecosystem, the whole dynamic of what we're trying to bring together, and then also for the children, like boundaries are going to put us all, and even from the lens of like parenting, you know what I'm saying? Like creating boundaries and structure for the child, not just for your co-parent, but like for everybody involved. I think boundaries are super important. So that was today's confession, and thank you so much for sending that in. We want to hear more of that. If you guys have a story, if you have a question, if you have a comment or something that you just want to get off of your heart, feel free to DM us at the Co-Parent Goals on Instagram, or send us an email and we'll get back to you.
All right, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. And whatever podcast platform you guys follow, make sure you guys follow Confessions of a Co-Parent. Thanks. See you soon. Peace.
Bye.